Hello, World of Tanks viewers. This is Critical Tanking and new YouTuber. Obviously, you can tell by the views. Don't have to explain that to you, but I kind of wanted to talk about um, the population of tankers that don't really care for people that are new. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying that I think that people that aren't very good at this game constantly get harassed by people who are reasonably better. Um, and they get constantly harassed by these guys because they're not supporting, they're not contributing, so blah 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 blah. I mean, you've heard it, especially those of you out there that may not necessarily be at the same level as a lot of other people, which is fine. Statistically speaking, at least you're not at the same level. I mean, you may be at the same level, just statistically, you may not be at the same level. Win 8 wise, that's what I'm talking about. Win 8. Fuck, Win 8. Well, I've seen some people with, like, really good Win 8, but they're total garbage. And you'll see, like, really good players with, lots of skill, and they'll rate other players with the same Win 8. And they'll say, this player with 3,500 Win 8 is a scrub. Because he is. He just abused the whole Win 8 thing. And you may be 1,000 Win 8, but you actually are supporting the team and you're helping the win. You may not be doing the damage, but you're, let's say, spotting the entire enemy team. This damage doesn't really contribute to Win 8 a whole lot. I mean, I've seen people with 5,000-6,000 assisted damage, and their Win 8 is like nothing. It's like 1,000 or 2,000. It's nothing, so Win 8's stupid. I do like Win 8 to a point, but it can be abused by people that just figure out the loopholes in Win 8 and just abuse it. And I've seen people with really bad Win 8 who are actually very, very good. But going back to it, so you get people who are with low Win 8, like 500, 300, 1,000, whatever. 2,000 is actually pretty decent, but people with low Win 8, or whatever. So you get people with low Win 8, and they're always being, shit on by people with really good stats. And to be honest, if you don't like the fact that people with low Win 8 are playing the same games with you and you're constantly raging at them, then you should probably just play a different game, because it's not their fault necessarily that they're playing in the same game as you. They're just trying to have fun. That really comes down to wargaming, making a game that is, skill oriented. Instead of having random battles with random people with random skill, it's wargaming's job to make it to where it's good players with good players. So you shouldn't be really hating on people. And, I'm not saying I'm for, skill to skill play, based, matchmaking based on skill. I'm just saying that it's not the people low in 8 or low win rate. It's not their fault. It's wargaming. It's a game mechanic problem. So, when you see people with, like, let's say you're 2,000 Win 8 and you see someone with 500 Win 8, you'll probably shit on him. You'll probably be like, oh, you're crap, you're this and you're that. You start cussing at him in chat. We've all seen it. Especially the people that may not necessarily have the best Win 8. And they know what I'm talking about with people belittling them and stuff. And so you take that person with 2,000 Win 8 and you compare it to someone like a friend of mine. I'm not gonna mention his name because he's probably watching. He's a scrub. But you take that person with 2,000 Win 8, you compare him. So 500 Win 8 person is compared to 2,000 Win 8. Okay, fine. Then the 2,000 Win 8 player is compared to the super unicum at 3,500, 4,000. The 4,000 Win 8 or 3,500 Win 8 player will look at this 2,000 Win 8 player and say, what a crapper. What a bad player. And you see this all the time. Every time you go to a stream, you always see some 3,500 Win 8, 4,000 Win 8 player always, putting down the 2008 player, the blue players, the green players, the orange players, the red players, everyone. And there is a big gap between 2008 players and 3500. And as I said, just because you're 3008 does not mean you're good. It just means you have good win rate for whatever reason. Doesn't automatically mean you're good having good win rate. So, you can't really just go into World of Tanks and just be like, oh, these people are all noobs, because to someone else, you are a noob. I'm a noob to other people. Even though I'm very good, in my opinion, I'm still a noob to, other super unicums, because I lack certain skills in the game. I'm not very good with push mechanics. I'm not very good with this. I'm not very good with that. Super unicums will look at me and say, okay, you're only good at brawling. That's it. And so you're shit. That's all you know. So you're obviously shit. They'll make that claim. Not saying they have made that claim. I'm just saying that could be a really good argument for them to think that I'm shit because I'm only good at brawling. And and it would be actually a pretty good claim to make. So, just don't take the opinion that, because they're not the same win rate as you, that they don't belong in the same game as you. It's not their fault. Wargaming is one in charge of making the rules. So if you have a problem with the rules of the game, then play a different game. Deal with it. And that's my opinion. And, there's nothing you can do. And raging about it isn't going to make it better. In fact, if I was raging at this T-32, it wouldn't make anything better, because he just played worse. He'd be too busy typing in chat back to me, oh, you blah 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 blah, you blah 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 blah, stop being mean to me. That's what the T-32 would be saying. And you're just going to distract him, so just, try and help him out. A lot of these guys just want help. If you think you're better, or if you have better win rate or whatever, and you think you can help someone, then help them. But belittling them isn't going to make them better. I do send people messages when I see them do stupid shit. And I think there's a difference between stupid and just doing stuff that they don't know about. Stupid shit is like when they know it's not the right thing to do, but they still do it. When you see a guy ignore the fact that there's a person on your cap capping out, and he says, I don't want to reset the cap, and he just does his own thing because of whatever reasons, or the guy that sees a low chance to win and he drowns himself. That's just stupid shit. And he's just being an idiot. And I just send people messages and say, hey, why did you drown yourself? Because the win chance was low because of XVM. I see people, and that's another topic, XVM. We'll go into a whole different thing of conversation, but anyways, be nice to everyone, try and help each other out. Belittling, being mad at them isn't going to change anything. You don't like the whole random battles thing, then, you don't like the fact that you have to play with a bunch of different people, then, stop playing World of Tanks. It's a game mechanics, it's arguably balanced. It's not like people XVM sniping you, which I disagree with. I think that's a totally broken game mechanic. XVM sniping, I just really don't like that. I also don't like XVM because people that are not very good, they're always being, shit on by people that are very good. Oh, you have 300 win rate, and they start typing you in chat, you scrub. And most people with low win rate, honestly, don't even know what XVM is. I didn't know what XVM was until like 5,000 games. I was a total scrub. I didn't even know what XVM was. So, just try and get along with people. Come on. It's not their fault. It's the company. So, you have a good one. Thanks for listening to me. I repeated myself many times. I'm sure you're aware. But hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Leave any comments or likes down below. And still a little nervous, but I'm trying to get better about making